Hello sailors and welcome back on board Reach Out, our Catalina 400 sailboat. We're Faye, Rob and Yewy the Welsh Terrier, and you join us as we leave Aviles in Asturias, northern Spain. It's an early start as we navigate the Ria. The sun pokes above the Spanish hills to meet cloud-speckled skies, casting warm tones all around us. Coming up this week, we have a wonderful dolphin encounter en route to Ribadeo, before becoming a crew member down as we head to Viveiro. But for now, enjoy the Ria de Aviles. Yewy! Do you want some water? Come on! What's this? You can lead a dog to water. 9 times out of 10, it's just me, Rob, Yewy and Reach Out. But every so often, we get some company. We're about 4 hours in, 4.5 hours in maybe, and Rob's just made us a lovely salad for lunch. We're really into salads now. I think when we were in the northeast of England, it's only salad weather about 5 days a year. The rest of the time you want something warm and comforting and stodgy. But yeah, we're loving the salads, especially in northern Spain, especially with the really sweet peppers or the olives, beautiful anchovies. It's all so good. Whilst eating our tuna salad, a tuna jumped out of the water. So Rob is now going to attempt to get a tuna.
Yeah, right. I can't even catch a cold at the moment.
Imagine if we went from catching nothing this season to a bloody tuna. Anyway, I'm going to take Yewy to the bow. There you go, Yewy, some lovely stinky grass. Come on, where are you? Good girl. What's over here? Oh yeah. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Good girl. Up she goes.
Darling.
Yeah.
All day long we've been tootling along under engine with the mainsail up and hoping to catch a little bit of wind. There was supposed to be 10 knots coming from the north, which would give us a lovely reach. We've got to go quite offshore today because there's a couple of fish havens Not what they sound like, not a haven for fish at all, but a place where they fish a lot. And we saw firsthand them dropping nets that were well over a mile long. So good to keep out of there. So we're quite far offshore, good few miles. The swell is a lot bigger than forecast. It was supposed to be 1 metre, it is more like 2, and we're now head to wind and at least 15 knots. So heeled over quite a lot, but making good speed, 6 knots to do the last 18 miles to Ribadeo. But yeah, it's not in the forecast at all. Don't know why we bother checking it. Well, that was a turn up for the books, wasn't it?
It's got a little bit gusty.
You always get a reminder, don't you, when the conditions change, because the first thing to happen is
tidy everything away, get the laptop, dog, cameras.
You hear things flying around the saloon that are supposed to be stored, and they were until the wind built.
Yeah, everything was nice and pretty, and then things started. All the Tupperware went, the Spatterguard, the Starlink router.
Yeah, everything goes flying, but you just adjust. You know, you get your sail trim correct. You check which way the wind is actually coming from now, because it's usually you get a change in direction as well, and we did there. So yeah, we're close hauled, our favourite position.
Oh God.
But no, we're going faster now than we were, so we'll be there in 2 hours instead of 3 hours. So every cloud.
Yes, and we're having pizza for tea.
Pizza. I haven't had a pizza. Since May,
yeah.
Early May.
Wow.
That's months. These are pizzas though. These are Spanish pizzas.
Yeah.
But we'll pimp them up.
Yes.
We'll pimp them up. Put a bit more cheese on, a bit more meat and stuff. I'm sure they'll be lovely. Yewy always likes a bit of upwind sailing. Can't complain. 6.7 knots, literally upwind, right on the no-go zone, little bit touching inside, and we're still doing nearly 7 knots. Can't complain. Should be there in time for a cold cerveza. Still windy. Sea state's kicking up. It's alright though. Yewy's manning the winch. Obviously we don't need any sail trim. When do you reef a sail? When you first start thinking about it. It's time. And I was thinking about it for 20 minutes, so probably a little bit too late. It was alright though, we were in no danger. But we have just reefed it for practice more than anything else, you know. You can see the sail is down, the main sail is down a little bit there. We've just decreased the surface area, decreases the power. There you see it quite often, it does nothing to drop your speed. People, oh, you know, I'll reef and I'll go slower. You tend not to go slower, and the sailing angle, the heel of the boat is much, much nicer now. Much easier to move around the boat, less chances of accidents and so on, and it's just generally a bit more comfortable. When do you shake a reef out? Have a cup of tea. Have a cup of tea, wait for it, wait to see what happens, and if at the end of the cup of tea you still think you should take the reef out, take the reef out. At the very worst, you've had a lovely cup of tea. What are you doing, Faye?
I'm colouring in the reefing line.
You're colouring in the reefing line. For what purpose?
So when we're putting the reef in and you're easing the main halyard and I'm pulling this, when we can see the black marker, we know we're there. Because sometimes, depending on the angle, it's hard to see.
It is.
Especially when I'm short and the pool's out.
So we got a new mainsail in the sun cream in the eyes, bloody hell. We got a new mainsail in the summer, so we're still kind of working out where things go with the reefing lines. The reefing system's changed. We've got 3 reefing points, but we've actually got 2 lines. So if you want to use the 3rd reefing point, you've got to change the line setup and whatnot. So we've just been getting used to it, and now it's time to start to put some of the markers in, which, as Faye said, just makes it a bit easier to eyeball when the sail is in the correct position. Because when I let out the mainsail there, Faye wasn't able to see the reefing block because it was on the other side of the sail. So this allows us to just gives you a bit of a visual aid as to stop lowering the sail now, you know, which will make it a lot easier in future.
And visibility has gone a bit pants. Started to rain. Just coming up to Marina now. I've got one more line to get on. Oh, we're ready to get in. They answered the radio. We're very happy. Let's go.
Again, it looks much closer than it actually is.
It does.
Well then, another sail of 2 halves.
I've lost Yewy.
A lot of motoring to start off with.
Get off the nut.
And then some actual quite forceful upwind sailing as well to finish it all off. And then some fog and some rain on the way into Ribadeo, which made it nice. It's a bit transity on the way. No, it's supposed to be transity, but rely on GPS if you can't see anything, which we couldn't. But looks like a nice little place. We can currently look at a massive hill, which we're going to walk up. Because even though it is raining and all we want to do is sit in the dry and dry off and eat, we have to walk the poochie.
Yeah, that looks better. That's not rubbing. Morning, we have just left Ribadeo and sails are up. We've just fitted a preventer because we've got some rolly swell. It was particularly rolly coming out of the harbour there. It seems to have calmed a little bit, but it is like 5 to 6 foot. So preventers on to stop it doing that apparent wind shift and flopping all over the place. Right, I'm going to put my phone away, carefully get myself back to the cockpit.
Oh, so we're up and at 'em. 31 miles from Ribadeo to Viveiro. You have to roll your R's. The more you can roll your R's, the more impressive it is. I was in a restaurant the other day and the guy was like, ravioli, and I went, ravioli. And he, honestly, I couldn't speak a word of Spanish and he was well impressed at how I said ravioli. So yes, Ribadeo to Viveiro. Wow, I tell you what, Ribadeo, one of those places that if there was a sheltered other option, that place would be empty. We've been there for 2 days and it has just been a roller coaster for the full 2 days. Rained, so you know we didn't want to be out in the rain. You seem to get a lot wetter at sea in the rain. I don't know I don't know how that works. But yeah, it has just been forward and back and side to side. constantly for the last 2 days. So it's nice to get out into the sea, although we are rolling around this morning as well with a 2 metre swell. The famous northwesterly swell is still here. Looking forward to getting round the corner and just having it on a different aspect. Grey all day, the weather forecast was 10 to 17 knots. There's not a lot of wind showed up so far.
Hello.
The hallowed beam reach doesn't happen very often.
It doesn't, no. It's a rare occurrence on this boat.
It is, but when it happens, Christ, you fire through the water. 6.5 knots, not that much wind really either.
No.
The problem is that low tide is at 2:30, so we're going too fast again.
It won't stay like this.
It won't stay like
We
this.
learned a lesson going to Fecom when we tried to slow down.
We did. Don't slow down too early.
No.
But yes, most people have said going into Viveiro that the actual depth in the approach channel is deeper than on the charts. So we should be okay. Do you want to chance that? Or would you want to wait another hour? I don't know.
We can always do some donuts outside if we need to wait.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, this is lovely, isn't it? Sailing through the bloody Atlantic Ocean, north coast of Spain on a... What day is it?
Thursday.
It's probably not.
I think it is.
Yeah, just
Yes.
assisted by the wind. It's just lovely, isn't it?
It is, it's nice. If the swell would go down like 2-3 foot, that would be nice.
Not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. But we also saying it's not as bad as what we thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
because everyone warned us this north coast of Spain would be like, oh the swell, so we were just like picturing
Oh yeah.
much worse.
I was picturing like 3-story buildings. I've seen 3-story building swells, by the way, but they're all right. You just go up and on the top of them, and then you sail back down the other side. So it's not too bad. Oh! And in a minute we're going to have some Spanish pastries.
Yeah,
Had one earlier on. Couldn't tell you what was in it.
seemed fishy.
It did seem a bit fishy, but we got some more. Don't know what's in them either. Ooh!
Pastry.
What you got?
I was trying to enjoy a nice cup of Yorkshire tea, but I'm kind of at 30 degrees.
Yeah.
We've got some
Empanadilla.
empanadilla.
Honestly, have a bite. There you go. Now you're in there. This is the most suspenseful, drawn-out pasty tasting of all time.
It's not very spicy.
No?
No,
Oh well then. Is it nice though?
it's nice.
Okay.
It's better than the weird fish one we had for breakfast.
Great.
We're a crew member down. Autopilot just failed about half an hour ago. Rob was below deck, just heard a bit of quite a loud clunk. And then boat just started drifting, grabbed the helm, got back on course.
Grab the helm.
You grabbed the helm. I've been on the helm, but you grabbed the helm. And then I took the helm while you investigated.
And now we've got fog,
Yeah, awesome.
so I can't see.
Not the best. So we'll get ourselves in and then we will consult the hive mind, see if we can find the part that we need. The electrics to it all seem to work. The autopilot, it wants to function. It's just that there's this great big bolt appears to have...
It's not attached to the rudder stock because the bolt is snapped. That's what's wrong with it.
What's wrong?
I don't know how the bolt snaps. It's a big thick bolt, but you know, bloody hell.
Well, sailors, I don't know if you've noticed, but I have. There seems to be a good number of sailors who talk and act like they've never made a mistake in their lives. You know the sort. But we're here to keep it real and share our own little whoopsie for your enjoyment. we'd been told to set up starboard side too, and in our sleep-deprived state, didn't register the pontoon was actually on port until the last second. Cue my mad rush to lower the fenders. Yes, we could have gone out and reset, but we were far too busy swearing to think of that. I then ran and threw the bow line, so we had at least one on.
The bow line on, darling.
But all our other lines were ready on the other side. So while I grabbed the midships, Rob sorted the stern, accidentally tying around the bimini frame in the process. I think at this point Yewy was ashamed to be seen with us. But in all seriousness, whilst it wasn't the prettiest docking we've ever done, no one was hurt and nothing was damaged. So in our book, that's a successful mooring. Do you have a docking story? Share it in the comments.
Can't believe you set the boat up wrong. Babes, how was it shambolic?
Oh, it was just
Yeah, but it worked. That's the most important thing. I just went, hang on a second.
I know. Like, shoot.
That's the other pole. It's the other starboard side.
Oh my god. What a day.
Oh, we lost the crew or a man down. Or a person down. Poor auto. How does a 19mm bolt just split in two? I've got no idea. But we'll have to have a look at that at some point. So yeah, hand steering today, which was not easy. That swell was
it was horrible. Trying to hold that line was really difficult. Especially in the fog.
Yeah. There was like 3 different swells running in different directions. Very, very uncomfortable. And then the wind died. So we had to lower the sails because they were literally flapping and flogging about all over the shop. Which meant that you feel the swell a lot more when you've put the sails away. So it was awful.
It was awful.
But we're here now. And it's 3:30. So in Spain, we're just in time for lunch.
We are. Ooh, come away from the
Which
edge.
is good. We're going the wrong way. So yeah, we'll find some nice lunch now.
Yes.
And
some pinchos.
refuel. Well, we couldn't get a restaurant to actually serve us, so we're having a very Spanish ham, egg and chips. We've got obviously eggs, obviously crispy potatoes cooked in duck fat. We've got some delicious padron peppers cooked and salted to perfection. And we've got some secreto de cerdo, very famous pork, black pigs, feed only on acorns. More on that later. It's the first time I've ever picked this up, and I was just trying a few different ways of actually getting it cooked. Faye, how is the pork?
It's ridiculously good.
It's amazing, isn't it?
It just makes you salivate a second as soon as you have it.
With white wine, of course.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And like, after today, with those 2 6-foot swells in different directions, and then you nearly going overboard and trying to put the sails away without using any, it was chaos.
I know, it was a day.
It was good teamwork.
It was.
It was still a good day.
Definitely.
Oh, so yeah, this is exactly what we need.
And I'm gonna say more about this pork and cook a traditional Spanish recipe with it, I think.
Oh, we'll definitely have it again.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Let's eat. So, this little dog was an absolute trooper today. We had 3 swells at 2 meters, all coming in different directions, and the poor little thing was seasick. What do little good girls get? They get some Iberico pork as well.
Thanks for crewing with us again, my nautical friends. Next time, we go on a long walk to tire Yewy out because it's bath time. Like, comment, share and subscribe, and as always, fair winds.